All right, guys. So this is my very first YouTube video. I want to start off introducing myself. Um, my name is Ivriel Cantrell. You you can call me by Ivy. A little bit of cringe there. Uh, you can call me Ivy. I'm from Michigan. Won't say the city, but I'm from Michigan. And this channel that I'm starting off again, I want to really target trading and target mainly cool clips or small clips of my life. So mainly just trading though. But just a little backstory on where I started trading, or when I started trading. I started trading back in COVID when it was like 2020. I was first introduced to IML when the world kind of went to chaos and everyone was looking for the next next source of income, basically. And I was one of the lucky guys who thought IML was the thing, the answer to get me money. In a way, I'm really glad that. Well, first and foremost, it was like a multi-level marketing scheme, pretty much, where you just recruit people and teach them how to trade. And even though everything about it was pretty ass, but um, they taught or introduced crypto back in that 2020, um, and I was like, I think when Bitcoin was like 50K or something like that, 50 or 60K, and it was it was a roller coaster ride. Not gonna lie, it was, long story short, glad it's over, but it was mainly just bad news. Not gonna lie, but to each his own. I'm not going to go too deep into it. It was just that's where I was introduced to trading, and then that's where I think somewhere in the midst, um, I grow found to trading because it was more like I didn't have to recruit. I didn't have to really talk to nobody. I was always quiet and conservative to myself, and I liked the idea of making money on my own terms with no boss, just me. So I was really invested. I stayed, um, I stayed down educating myself with IML, and along the way, I found another guy I really liked. His name was Mamba FX, and from back then, that was like his beginning stages where he was developing himself, and I was new, and I was just like, I just need to know all of it. I just need to absorb every last bit of knowledge of how to trade and how can I become the best and what's the timeline and everything. So with that being said, I really dove deep into it, into the deep end of that side of the water, where I sort of did lose myself a little bit, and I of course lost money too. But it was all part of like learning for the sake of just getting the knowledge as fast as possible and becoming fluent with the language and just growing my progress as fast as I can. I know it's not great to do that, to rush your process, to have some kind of like fast food meal, but it's it's what I did back then around that time. So around 2021, I stayed with IML for one whole year. Decided it wasn't for me, but I kept journals like from, think of it like this, from the show Gravity Falls, when Dipper had like all three of the books full of knowledge and all that stuff of the other worlds and weird Easter eggs. And that's literally was like me. I had one whole book dedicated to crypto, and then like two other books, no, one other book meant for like trading through IML, and one other book super dedicated to Mamba FX. And for years I studied, I lost, I grew, I studied, I lost, I grew. I was just in this repetitive cycle over and over and over until, I started realizing like I can't really keep losing like this if I'm learning so much and I know so much. Like I should get some like success, which I did, but it wasn't sticking, if that makes sense. So I ended up just still going through the motion, and I somewhere along the line decided to just like not postpone it, but just give trading less of my energy and time to just relax and come back to it later. Fast forward into, I want to say, 2024, around that timeline. I No, 23, I made my own Discord, and it was mainly about it was mainly about Mamba FX and his Discord. And I think I was like, in that year, 2023, I was like on my last legs about just still continuing to just learn from his style or his trading strategy. It was fairly simple, and yes, you can succeed in it, but it wasn't very consistent for me. To each his own. For me, it wasn't consistent with me because I'm a whole different entity to how I adapt to things. So, it's okay that not everything works for me. It's okay that not everything works for you either. So, I decided to just leave Mamba and stumble upon like another Discord that was really nice, and everyone else is all sunshine and rainbows there. But 2024, I found ICT live and talking. And what's crazy is I thought this guy was like a ghost or a myth, because I never really like actually get to see anything of him live. Or I know there's videos out there of him like with his face and everything, but it's kind of hard to really, you know, get to know somebody when you don't see them live and actually in the flesh, if that makes sense. But he decided to um, make his 2024 mentorship, and it was like the newest thing on the block, like the newest iPhone. And I ended up the summer of no, not the summer, the beginning year of the school year, like September and a little bit before that, when he dropped it, I was like heavy into just learning everything. I started from lecture 1. You know, currently right now during this recording, I'm like lecture 21, 22, and I know he has like tons of more, but at some point it's going to get very repetitive, and the same information will present itself, and it's just repetition at that point. But I think that this is the answer. This is what I've been looking for. He explains everything perfectly. Yes, he does talk a lot, and it's kind of crazy how a person can talk so much, but it's almost as if like we're going back to school to relearn the correct things. So, with that being said, learning from him has been a major blessing. I've been able to just pick up on things that he introduced and just apply them, study it, and just become a practitioner in his class, which is really, it's a really good feeling that your teacher can explain everything and you see it happen in front of you, and then you just become duplicatable, basically. And with given time, you're just basically copy and paste at this point, which is really nice. And I have to say, with the little bit of success that I've seen so far, and I have with receipts, I want to continue this journey and make a challenge for myself. Actually, I want to make a challenge of making a series of my goal of hitting $130,000 in profits trading within a given time of, I'll say it's 6 months. But I'm pretty flexible if like there's holidays or like if I'm sick. But 6 months, if not seven. But I want to become very serious about this, and I want to become a a beacon of hope for people who really want to escape, I don't know, the rat race or the matrix, or just their life they want to escape from, whether it's whatever reason that they got going on. To be an example too, I'm not trying to steal the spotlight. I just want to be the underdog for the people who may have been in the wrong direction or the wrong place, just like how I was. And instead of wasting all those years, I can just guide people into the right direction. At least I could be like, I don't know, I could just say some things, attract people, and direct them to the teacher, because I am still a student myself. But I want to take it another level, is why I'm taking it to YouTube on my channel and trying to start off very slowly in a very uncomfortable space where I need to start YouTubing, because I've been wanting to since 17. I just would rather have the receipts to back me up if I'm going to put anything online. So from this day forth, I will be starting these type of videos until like I get more consistent and I can feel more confident on showing my face and just putting out videos of lifestyle stuff. So other than that, this is just going to be like me talking into the mic with maybe some clips, maybe some examples, and some breakdowns of some trades. Maybe, again, I'm not a teacher. I just want to guide the people to the teacher and just be a vessel of his teaching. Again, super blessed to have a teacher that can explain and can demonstrate in the classroom in front of every student. So with that being said, yeah, that was a good video.